Hello again, my beautiful viewers, and welcome back to MusicalConman. This is the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. Our last run, that's weird. I could have sworn we won. I don't know why our win streak went to 0. We're gonna start things off here with a quick Lost run. I know we normally do a random, no reason, we're just gonna play the Lost. We won the last run as the Lost, I'm sure. You can clearly view on YouTube, and for no reason at all, just wanted to take another try at the character, just to really prove I've got things totally under control. Okay, and that's the end of the bit. Moving on. The Lust fight here, just get on a rock and it's gone. Virus isn't going to be super useful for us. In fact, the speed down actually might mean we shouldn't have taken it in the first place, but I'm going to kind of hold out hope that we'll be able to get the Spun transformation, so in a sense I'm sacrificing 0.1 speed now for a chance at something more useful later. And what do you know? You can even do a little damage. I hear a key, but I just want to refresh that Holy Mantle before I do anything else. Okay, well, let's pick up that key before we forget. Shoot some of these pupes. Shoot the pupes. We are at 3 cents. I would love to get to... well, actually, I say I'd love to get to 5 cents before the next floor for an arcade, but we don't have HP to play an arcade like most characters do, so I guess it's a little less desirable. Okay, this is going to be a wild one. $3 bill is going to give us random tier effects, some of which are quite good, some of which are mediocre, but since it's unpredictable, it can be very hard to work with, but very useful, especially early on. This is, you know, later on, if you're strong enough to kill enemies without it, it's kind of like, well, why even bother paying attention to what it's doing or picking it up or whatever, but right now, a lot of the tier effects it's giving us are increasing our power several fold. The biggest danger of $3 bill is there are a couple effects. I'm thinking specifically of Fire Mind, the Bernie tears, yep, this one right here, that can cause explosions, thank you for demonstrating, which, if they happen near us, can harm us and potentially kill us. So $3 bill is not a bad item. It is, however, something to be careful with, and it means since we don't control when it switches tier types... Okay, so when it turns into Fire Mind, we can't control when it explodes, so we can't stand near enemies. Since we can't control when it will turn into Fire Mind, we can't stand near enemies when it's about to change, and since we can't control when it's about to change, you get the idea. Because Fire Mind exists, we just don't want to get too near enemies unless we absolutely have to. But that triple shot is real nice for dealing with that big crowd here. Overall, $3 bill is helping us out quite a bit. And I will say, I may have some negative impressions of $3 bill because I've been playing this game for a long time, but $3 bill is actually different now than it was when I started playing. This is a thoroughly bad thing for us to have. It will reduce our speed and make us unable to hide on rocks. So we don't want it. We would like a different item. Champion Belt. That's a different item indeed. So that is a big damage increase. And it's also going to increase the number of champion enemies we see, which on one hand makes the game more difficult. On the other hand, a lot of champion enemies drop items like... Oh, well, see, that is the Fire Mind dilemma. Swallowed Penny is a great trinket on any character who can take damage without instantly dying. Okay, I would like to blow these up so that I don't have to worry about them. Okay, now I can dodge freely around this whole side of the room without worrying about exploding my own face, so I can start taking out that spider. Alright, our first spook of the run has been conquered. Oh yeah, so when I first started playing the game, $3 bill changed its effects. Only gave you one effect at a time, and it changed effects pretty much randomly. Now, however, it can give you multiple effects at a time, so it can be stronger, and it usually tends to keep the same effect for several seconds. instead of changing it on every individual shot. So it's a lot easier to see, oh, okay, right now I have proptosis, so big damage at short range, and think about maybe I want to get a little closer. Whereas before you couldn't really control or properly use it at all. So it's much better now. If nothing else, this is something we can blow up. Sleeping in the bed would be nice to work towards that blanket unlock, but we've already gotten that. Speed down. I like being faster than this. Oh, no. Okay, big damage. Pin is usually an easy fight, and a lot of the tier effects will damage multiple segments of pin at once. Tough Love is not a bad tier effect. It's just a decent percentage increase to our damage. The Screw is an excellent fire rate upgrade, so whatever tier effects we have, it'll be doing it more often. Okay, Satanic Bible is a book, so it counts towards the transformation. The Razor lets us instantly kill ourselves. The D4 lets us instantly just absolutely ruin our best chance at victory. And this lets us hold the spacebar item that doesn't just doom us. I'm gonna get a damage buff in this room. Go ahead and fight it. We did get an item out of it, so Mystery Sack is gonna give us, well, I don't quite know what, but generally just kind of a variety of things, and it'll just help all our keys and bombs and money stay at slightly higher numbers than the other ones would. Okay, yeah, this damage upgrade, I think it must be like Blood of the Martyrs? No. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure what the tier effects are. But the double shot was certainly nice right there. Ooh, we got double shot and triple shot, so we are firing mini bullets. Like I said, $3 bill can give us multiple tier effects at the same time. It is time for our regular, is this thing on? Check. This thing appears to be on. Those of you who have watched my videos may wonder why I do this so often, and it has something to do with the videos you haven't seen. There have been times where the thing was not exactly as on as I would have liked, and it was an interesting way to spend an hour talking to myself. Rest in peace, original Anarchy episode 2. A deep cut for the most loyal fans of the channel. Probably less than 1,000 people like that. Anywhere in North America. That is factually true. Alright. Take these out here. Firemind is not a bad thing, it's just not a safe thing. It's as if there's some sort of like phrase or whatever, like gambling with flame or using incendiaries for chance. Playing with fire is what I'm going for here. Okay. $3 bill is definitely helping us get some good stuff, and the Screw and Champion Belt are ensuring that even when we don't get amazing tier effects like Double Shot, we are still doing pretty well. Ooh, big damage. Keep it long enough for that. Uh-oh. Not like this. Not to some of the more annoying enemies that exist. Oh, I'm scared. Do I need to be scared? Probably not. These are not that hard to dodge. You just move to the side. But they got in my head, and they made me doubt myself. And that's one of the worst things an enemy can do. Okay, dangerous room. Play it safe. Alright. That is one of the best items you could possibly hope to have. Pandora's Box. Pandora's Box is gonna... So, 9 lives, obviously, very good. Helps us survive as lost. If we did anything silly, like, I don't know, like, get hit by a bullet and then run into a red poop on the womb or something that, you know, unlikely to ever happen, but let's just take precautions. 9 lives would help us get out of that situation, and look at that, both of these treasure rooms right here. I am thinking about where I want to use this Pandora's box. I believe anywhere on this, on the caves, it will give you a boss item and something else. That's fine, but not amazing. Let's see what we got in here. I don't have the gumption to take soy milk. Tell you what we'll do. Oh, hello. I mean, I would rather have taken that before 9 lives, so that we could have 9 lives as Judas. So what we're going to do is we are going to take Dark Shadow, and then we are, or Judas' Shadow, and then we are going to take Soy Milk. So, now, we go ahead and suffer. Yep. Keep it up. So Soy Milk increases our fire rate very drastically, as you may have noticed. It also reduces our damage. Excuse me. Luckily I can cover my face with my firing hand and dodge. Alright, this is a good tier effect. So this is why I decided to take Soy Milk after all, even though it's not very good. Because there are some tier effects with $3 bill that are incredibly good with Soy Milk, such as that this poison blast right here. It's every shot is going to cover the ground in poison that deals damage to enemies. And even though Soy Milk is normally a bad item, if you want Soy Milk to be a good item, the way to accomplish that is with good tier effects that trigger on every shot. And Soy Milk is going to do that. This is one of those rare cases where I would actually really love to see Blood Clot. Normally, I'm not that excited about Blood Clot because it does not scale with our damage, only our fire rate. But guess what? We have no damage and all the fire rate, and suddenly Blood Clot is looking a lot more appealing. So all the times when I didn't care about Blood Clot, and it felt maybe a little left out, you know, just didn't want to play, this is welcome back. Do we want to look for the shop? And the answer is, not really. One thing we can do is we can, if we can get to Boss Rush, we can get some stuff for free by just going in and using one of our 9 lives to leave without having to fight the bosses. Ooh, triple shot. Is that triple shot and proptosis is going to give us extra damage and reduce fire rate. That seems like a bad deal to double our damage and well, okay, multiply it by 6 in exchange for dividing it by 3. So I guess it's a slight increase, but still not amazing. You know, we probably shouldn't be shooting right up next to them because fire mines can happen, but it didn't go too bad. Okay, yeah, short range Soy Milk is rough. So we've sort of surrendered the run to the gods of fate, and also we may have surrendered this life to the gods of pay more attention, but this seems like it ought to do the trick pretty nicely. If we could get a couple more books, bookworm would be nice, but we don't necessarily have any control over that except just going to libraries. Maybe using a Perthrow rune in the library is the most aggressive play we can make. So I'm thinking about where to use this Pandora's box, and I'm debating whether to look up a chart that shows all the different rewards it gives on different floors of the game. But I'm pretty sure the best set of rewards it gets is on the Cathedral. The worst is on Darkroom, which is nothing, or Necropolis/Depths 2, where it just gives the Bible, which, you know, does instantly win the mom fight, but usually you want to think about things that can help you win more than just the mom fight. Unfortunately, this is a more useful trinket than Swallowed Penny, which is a shame, because Swallowed Penny is not useful. These spiders, sadly, are going to do minuscule amounts of damage. So our tier damage is currently minuscule. We're going to take Blister, which is going to add extra knockback to our shots. So now you can see we can just push enemies all the way across the room. It's not particularly effective, but it's kind of funny. And if we were already taking Soy Milk, we might as well just commit to whatever sparks joy. A little close there, but 9 lives is coming in the clutch to prevent me from experiencing fear or any human emotion. You know, I say swallowed penny is useless. It's actually not true. If we die, we will get 1 coin, and since we have 9 lives, we could get a little bit of money that way. In fact, if we respawn as Dark Judas on our last life, we could actually get real use out of swallowed penny if we got real health. Okay, that room is terrible. When you have no damage. Okay, Firemind is the best hope we've got here. Got hit there, but got to do a little damage. And if we can just knock out a couple, all of a sudden we can create safe places to dodge to. I will say Blister is making them very unpredictable, knocking them all over the place. Soy milk makes the game hard. Soy milk, Jean-Luc Picard. That's my little song entitled Jean-Luc Picard. I bet you didn't know this was a Star Trek fan cast. And it's not. I know people who really like Star Trek. I am not those people. I think it's fine, and I'm glad they like it. I would happily watch it if it was on. Yes, I am just going to spend however many bombs it takes to just not deal with that room. Please don't die to the little haunt and go back into the room. That would be embarrassing in the extreme, bruh. Okay. My wish has been granted. Just gonna chill right here. Till those first ones were done. I recognize I said I'm just gonna chill as I left the chill zone, which is normally not how one chills, but, you know, sometimes I do things first and then talk about them later. You know what, we're just gonna say that was the lag on the Skype call. You might have thought this was a YouTube video, but we're actually just chatting on Skype right now. Hey, you've been kind of quiet. Are you okay? Yeah, well, thanks for letting me know. Anyway. If we get a better active item, I will totally use Pandora's Box for a random boss item and some other stuff on this floor. But I'll admit, I would prefer... Yeah, I would prefer to just have a good item to take with us and get a random item off this, but if we don't get that, I prefer to get the most possible value out of the item we have. Okay. Take this out. We did get the blood clot effect very briefly. And we're gonna take this creature out. Come on, come on. Death to all that oppose me. Pretty, please? There we go. Blast them, and they have been defeated. I would love to find a treasure room, a shop, really anything that could help increase my power level above the abysmal place it currently sits. Man, we are getting a lot of champion enemies. Are we wearing the champion belt or something? I didn't expect that to be such an issue, because it was giving us more damage to deal with them. But I also didn't realize I was going to take the swim out. So I'm going to think, in the future, when I think, I bet it would be fun to take soy milk. I'm going to think about how long I'm going to spend playing the run in which I take soy milk. Okay. Please do this way. No, we have to go through the death room again. It's not a statement of judgment, it's just the room where we die repeatedly. And are we going to use 2 more bombs to get through it, or are we going to actually kill the enemies? Yes. We're going to do one of those things. Okay, we're going to see how long it takes us to kill one with whatever tier effects we get. Not that long. Also, getting rid of Blister has made it a little easier. I think Blister Soy Milk is maybe too much of a meme for me at this particular moment. Okay, so we've gotten through a couple of them before we lost our Holy Mantle. Okay, we've got a good tier effect, and it does not matter because we have to dodge. Okay. This is just my way of getting to Judas's Shadow faster. Judas's Shadow will not make our damage good, but it will double it, which is much better with Soy Milk. And honestly, I am genuinely considering just dying the next 6 times in a row to respawn as a character with a whopping 2 damage. Can you imagine dealing 2 damage? That's more than half as much as regular damage. Okay. General assault aside, let's take an all stats up. It's gonna reduce our tier delay by 1, which doesn't do anything, but it's a slight increase to some other stuff. And it doesn't hurt to have. Okay, we have dealt with that one. We have dealt with that one, and shop. What do you got for me? I would not save down to blue map. I would blow that up for double chance, but since our double chance is 100%, I feel like we're in pretty good shape on that. I'll do this. Yeah, that's what I meant. Okay, let's try that again. A little more carefully. Okay, we can fight greed. This could be a good way to get some money. And Fire Mind is doing work for us, I gotta say. Okay. Those fires are our fires, so they should not hurt us. Feels like I'm walking on sunshine will make us invincible sometimes. Specifically the times where we use it, so that's good. And let's check out our second secret room. Well, this is a lot of things in one place. And now it is different things. Okay, Vibrant Bulb is going to give us an upgrade to all our stats whenever our active item is fully charged. Since our active item does not charge, it is always fully charged. There's another item, Empty Bulb, that does the same thing when your active item is empty, and so Pandora's Box is actually always fully charged and always fully empty, which is pretty neat. And the rare occasion where you want to make it work with one of these trinkets. And our Soy Milk is, you know what, is getting the job done. The flies are really helping us put the hurt on Loki. Another syringe is going to speed and damage up that we want so bad. And oh, we have made an error. So Brimstone is perhaps the best item in the game. Oh no, we're out of bombs.
Feels like
We
I'm
can play
walking
this
on sunshine.
with this. Wow, that is short invincibility. But Soy Milk Brimstone is very bad. So now I wish we had not taken Soy Milk, because then we would have been able to take Brimstone without just ruining everything. And trust me when I say it would really mess things up. And I would love to display that sometime, but right now I just kind of want to win as the Lost. Just like we did in the previous run. I would also love to get some bombs, because bombs are going to help us get out of tough rooms that we're really poorly equipped to fight. Wait, how did it get behind me? What? There's a champion one that can walk, that can fly? Wow, I learned something new about the Binding of Isaac today. And that doesn't happen most days. Wow. That really caught me by surprise. Alright, so I'll take out these last few here without wounding me. I just realized that the My Reflection ones could have caught behind me and blown up those dynamite barrels, which would have been unfortunate if it didn't work out. A pretty fly is a pretty fly thing to have. Hey buddy, would you blow up this tinted rock for me? Yes, thank you. It was not small rock, but I appreciate the effort. I guess we could have left the soul part on the ground in case we decided to transform into Dark Judas, but Dark Judas will be there for us if we fail to win as the Lost. However, we're trying to win as the Lost. And sure, if winning a run that we started as the Lost certainly counts, but it's kind of fun to stay as our little floaty kiddo, right? To be fair, since we picked up Lord of the Pit, Dark Judas would also fly, and Dark Judas would also have Holy Mantle. So Dark Judas would just have everything the Lost has, and more. So much more. I'm kind of talking myself into it, but stay strong, stay strong. Unless we come to a boss we just cannot get. Man, those dreams of using 9 lives to steal something from boss rush just went away when we took soy milk, huh? The run has slowed down. This is a lot like the room we previously died to, like, 4 times? That's a little embarrassing. But it happens. Let's get out of here. I'll admit the 1.83 speed is really nice for reacting and recovering from bad situations. I also like having the maggot shooters instead of the lasers. Well, the mix of both is what's really annoying, because you have to dodge them a little differently. So I'm glad about that. I guess if we use Pandora's box, we will lose our active item, and then our light bulb will no longer be boosting our stats. So it's actually something to think about whether we really want to do that. Don't use a life on this. Short range is not great for gurglings, but we got through it. I would like to open this. Do you mind? What? So that counts as an explosion, but apparently it does not open secret room walls. Anyway, we tried it out. We got through it. I would really like to go to the shop and the room of treasure. This is not the way to that. Holy Mantle is going to block the first hit if we just stand there. Okay, so it opens doors, but it doesn't open secret rooms? What is this weird code that it has been programmed with? Take me to something I like. That's kind of satisfying, hitting all those buttons. Thank you for taking me to something I like, by the way. I know sometimes we don't get along game, but I just want to like really show the moments where I am super appreciative of all that you do for me. Other moments, not this moment in particular. Bob's Rotten Head, isn't it? Did I compliment you too much? Free battery. Free soul heart.
Full health.
Let's get a bomb. We could use that bomb to increase our devil chance. Meh. We could use Bob's Rotten Head for something. One shot. Nailed it. Alright, so we have increased our devil chance with a very cleverly angled shot of Bob's Rotten Head. Because if we had just stood still and thrown it, it would have exploded against the wall and not helped us. So I feel a little proud of something I've accomplished. Alright, that mom's contact, freezing it, let us get in a little extra damage, and by a little, I mean a very little. Oh, this is gonna take a while. So I guess basically, we're not really doing damage right now. We're just kind of waiting until we get tier effects that let us do damage. Double shot is doing some damage, I should give credit for that. The nose itch sometimes must be answered. I don't know what it is. Maybe just I get nervous or something. Oops, we got hit by a spider. Okay, this fight could just end, and that would be unfortunate. Okay, the toxic shot is going to be good if we can get it against something. Okay, we're on the next one. Couple stomps in a row there. Let's take out the little things. Not run into anything. Starting to dodge a little frantically here, so let's just calm down. Okay. We can't dodge near the doors because the eyes could pop out or... Dang it. Dang it, dang it, Firemind. So there's certain spots that are more safe to dodge than others. Homing shots... Or no, my reflection with piercing shots is a really good thing to have for a couple seconds there. That let us get a good chunk of damage, and Firemind is doing a little work there. Apparently it also exploded our Holy Mantle, so we are on thin ice once again. This fight might end up taking a couple tries unless I can just, you know, play it properly once. But unfortunately, I don't seem able to do that. So we may unlock the power of Dark Judas sooner than I thought. Right, don't stand next to it. We could also... I think the worst option would be to use Pandora's box to get the Bible and instantly destroy Mom. However, I don't want to do that instead of getting good items later. The Bible is not a good item, and it only just lets us fly, which we can already do twice. So, we've gotten a good quarter of the way, coming close to third of the way through, even approaching, dare I say, half, with Holy Mantle intact. This double shot is nice, let's enjoy it while it lasts. So actually, I think it makes kind of sense to just hang out on the rocks and wait until the foot comes and then go find a different rock. That seems to be our best strategy. Okay, I'm going to try a new strategy where instead of waiting until the foot comes, I wait until the foot is about to come, and then I move out of the way of the foot. Let's see if I'm able to accomplish such a magnificent feat of skill. I don't know. I could have sworn there was a spider there, but did the foot destroy it? I don't know. Some tight dodges here. We're getting pretty close. I think even if we didn't get it this time, we'd be pretty close to getting it in a future attempt. But boy oh boy, soy milk is a real challenge. And you know what? This is a challenging game. So maybe I should take a moment to appreciate that this is what the game is like all the time for people who haven't played it quite as much as me. Oh, we're so close. Oh, we're so close. Don't run into the foot. Okay. That was an experience. We're gonna go north because that is where Pandora's box gives us the most benefit. You know what? I'm kind of proud of making it through that fight. That was a lot of dodging and a lot of unpredictable factors. Normally I can dodge through a fight like that pretty well, but having it be so long, and the champion mom that summons extra enemies, Blue Mom, and the fact that $3 bill just made it really unpredictable when we'd be doing good damage or when it was dangerous. That was tricky. I'm gonna give myself a little pat on the back here. Pat, pat. Okay, let's get back to shooting. And now we've made it to the womb, where enemies are going to have more health. And some of them are going to be champion enemies that have more health. You know, I realized our damage is at 1.5. If we were Dark Judas right now, our damage would be at 3. That's almost the amount that, like, Isaac starts with. Wouldn't that be incredible? And we'd have 10 times the fire, right? So that would be a little bit of a boon. There we go. There we go. $3 bill. Carrying the run. That said, if we didn't have $3 bill, I probably would not have taken soy milk in the first place. So, $3 bill is saving us, but it is also responsible for our destruction. Okay, so the most dangerous thing in the room, dangerous thing in the womb, is actually the red poop. So we'll want to keep an eye out for that. It can just spawn anywhere at any time and just sneaks up completely out of nowhere. It's actually impossible to predict where red poop might be. So if you die to it, it's the developer's fault, not yours. Which is a fun little tidbit for those of you who are learning a game. This is one of those fun rooms where it's possible. It didn't happen to us, but it is possible to take unavoidable damage as soon as you enter. Oof. That was bad dodging on my part. That was not unavoidable damage. If we can take out the laser eye, which we can, this room is a piece of cake. We just don't have good damage, and it was tricky to do the first time, but this time, knew what room we were in, headed into, took it out. The good news is, it's been more than 30 minutes, so there's no possible way we can decide to fight Hush. Which is good, because I don't want to fight Hush. I don't want to fight Hush with soy milk and 1.5 damage. Unless we had Chaos Guard. Obviously, Chaos Guard makes it a lot better, so it would still be a tough fight getting through the first phase. But that's just, you know, blue baby with more room to dodge. Okay, what do we got here? The most dangerous enemy in the game. I am not talking about the spikes. We will use a bomb to see what's in here. We will use a bomb to increase our double chance. 92.5% seems like not enough percent. So I guess we did decide to do that instead of going to the other secret room. And I think it was worth it because, honestly, a really good Devil Deal item, just like a strength damage up, would be amazing for us. I'd take Dark Matter. I would take anything but this. There is a little bug zooming around my room, and it is making me mildly upset, because I am just not in the mood for bugs today. I don't normally mind them, but today there have been more bugs than I want to deal with, and the number of bugs I want to deal with has shrunk accordingly. Has shrunk? Okay, Matriarch. This might be a long fight. There are no rocks to hide on. So we'll just take out all the little things it spawns and deal with it slowly. This is kind of cool because the Matriarch was added into the game more recently than most of the original bosses, so I haven't fought it nearly as many times, especially because it's a late game boss. It doesn't show up until the womb. Oops, that was my bad. Oh my goodness. And it doesn't show up in boss rush, so all the other bosses I've fought many times in those places, but Matriarch I haven't fought often. And most of the time when I have fought Matriarch, I've happened to have a lot of damage, so it's generally been a pretty short fight. But this is the first time I'm really getting to experience what it's like to actually have to dodge Matriarch's attacks. And it's kind of a lot going on here. It's kind of like the Duke of Flies, in just the sense of like, it spawns all this, it wasn't too bad though. And if we die 2 more times, we get to become Dark Judas with a clean conscience because we tried to do it without Dark Judas. Oh, this is some good tier effects I'm getting here. Putting up nice damage. Okay, so in the past when I fought this boss, I kind of thought it spawned things because you dealt damage to it. But it looks like that's actually not the case. It looks like it spawns things regardless. So that changes how I want to approach it, because if doing damage made more things appear, I would kind of want to kill all the things on screen before I did damage to it. But if it's just going to spawn stuff regardless, okay, doing damage does make that happen, and I was not ready for that. Last try with the regular Lost. Okay. Firemind is a good start. You know, it's not often that I get to fight what is essentially a new boss, and with low enough stats that I get to really enjoy dodging it. You know what? I did not expect Soy Milk to make my run genuinely more interesting in this particular way, and I'm gonna give a big shout out to my favorite item, Soy Milk. Best item in the game. Oh my goodness, I am a little worried about this life we are leading. Okay, keep it in the corner. Oh, when it jumped, it pushed an enemy that pushed another enemy that pushed that into us, and that felt bad when it happened. Okay, so double damage. We can take 1 hit. So, and we have our Holy Mantle, so we are stronger than we've ever been. We have lost our Holy Mantle. We have lost our 1 hit. We are in despair. Let's see what this gives us while we're struggling. More damage. That's fun. Let's take a pill. Why not? What could go wrong? Range up. Yeah, that seems neat. That is very interesting. We froze. I did not realize those enemies could be frozen in midair, but it seems like they can also be knocked back. Okay, we have made it through that, which is the furthest we made it before, so I think now we just kill it. And now it's just Chub. If we die to Chub, I will eat something I don't want to eat. Which is probably just like a small, tiny piece of uncooked raw broccoli stock. Okay. And we will take this because double deals are no longer free. I don't want to die to Krampus, but hey, we have Holy Mantle back. I don't want to die to Krampus. I don't have any excuse if I die to Krampus. It would be pretty funny to beat a couple of tough boss fights and then die to Krampus. Oh my. Oh my. I am not playing the game to success. Thanks for watching.